That shit is fucking on point. Ed, what do you got? Sorry.
What the fuck is this pile of dog shit?
Facts on tracks. We're gonna break some vinyl down from the front to the back with facts on tracks.
Showtime. Welcome to Breaking Vinyl. I'm your host, as aka Johnny Fever. And as always, I'm joined by my three co-hosts. First up, the podcaster coming through in high fidelity, Evil Ed.
I fucking hate you for picking this album.
And the podcaster playing the deep cuts, Dangerous Dave. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? And last but not least, the podcaster with a degree in rock and roll and the haircuts it kills, Beakenstein.
I fucking love you for picking this album.
Nice. And as always, the mission of this show is for us to introduce each other and you, the listeners, to bands and albums which you may never have heard before, while also discussing the classics. And on occasion, one Magoo will reveal himself to be a moron, like tonight, Mr. Ed. So sit back and enjoy the show. Okay, guys. So before we get started, we will be taking the next 2 weeks off to avoid total burnout. If you haven't noticed, the poor co-hosts have been a little ragged the last couple of weeks. We've been going on like a 50 show fucking stretch without a single break. So we are going to take 2 weeks off to, life experience, maybe acquire some new stories. Who knows? So we will return on April 27th. Guns blazing. I will be sporting a new gigantic neck tattoo. So I went and I'm actually getting a tattoo from the guy who won Best Color at Boston Tattoo this year. And I had a consultation with him, and he has decided to do a custom tattoo on my neck to cover one of my old tattoos that I no longer like. And going to be getting a giant bust of Jesus with a crown of thorns. So looking forward to that. Full color, gigantic. Can't wait. So let's
Wow,
see.
could you be more 1980s LA?
No, it would be impossible. Well, I'm covering up the tattoo that's on my neck now is a crazy drugged out woman crying, holding a gun with smoke coming out of it. And it's a little 1996 for my taste. So I'm just going to go with a nice giant Jesus. I think you can't go wrong with a giant Jesus, right?
Hey, all praise Jesus.
Okay. All right. So where are we? Tonight, we will be discussing Theater of Pain, the third studio album by the Mötley Crüe, produced by Tom Warman, released on June 24th of 1985 by the mighty Elektra Records. The album peaked at the number 6 spot on the U.S. Billboard 200. The band's lineup was as follows: Vince Neil, lead and backing vocals and harmonica; Mick Mars, all electric guitars, acoustic guitars, totally awesome slide guitars, and backing vocals. Nikki Sixx is listed as the bass player. From what I understand, he did not play any bass in this. I did watch a YouTube video with someone who will remain nameless. He did not want to reveal who he was, but he provided pictures of him in the studio with Mötley Crüe recording this album, and he says Nikki Sixx did not play or perform on this album at all, and I believe it. And finally, the mighty Tommy Lee, drums, percussion, piano, and backing vocals. Holy shit, he is kicking ass. Okay, so that is all the reveals. That's where we are. So let's do some facts on this one. We'll get it started. Mötley Crüe dedicated this album, Theater of Pain, to the late, great Razzle from Hanoi Rocks. The album gave the band their first top 20 hit with Smokin' in the Boys' Room, a cover of a 1973 hit by Brownsville Station. The idea to record the song was Vince Neil's. So that's what I got. Dave, what do you got?
All right. The album's working title was Entertainment or Death, which they would use later for a 1999 live album. And the album was recorded from January through May of 1985, starting about a month after Vince's car crash that killed Razzle, the drummer of Hanoi Rocks. Yes. It was a tumultuous time in the band, with Vince facing possible prison time, as well as Nikki Sixx's new heroin addiction, and talk of the band potentially replacing guitarist Mick Mars, which would have been a giant mistake. This album was dedicated to Razzle, as you said. However, once again, like our last Mötley Crüe episode, fuck you, Vince Neil, for murdering him. Yes. Mick Mars's favorite guitarist is Jeff Beck. And finally, the band changed their image from the black leather and spikes Road Warrior look of Shout at the Devil to a more colorful glam rock look for this album, in response to other bands following their style lead. They were trying to change it up a little bit. It opened the door for the look of bands to come after them, like Poison and Cinderella.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dave, so there is a video you can watch on YouTube that just came out not too long ago, and it's actually an interview with Vince Neil's next door neighbor, who was a weatherman in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And owned the condo right next door to Vince. And he talks about the night that Razzle died. And it's actually a very interesting interview if you want to go check that out. And as far as, like you said, about the look of the band changing here and trying to, keep up with other bands that were kind of doing this, I thought that it was really successful for Mötley Crüe. Like, it worked. It looked cooler than like what Poison was doing at the time when they were going like full drag. And the crew was kind of doing these really stylistic, like, Nikki Sixx's outfits are really cool. Tommy looked great. Vince wearing that epic classic outfit that he wears for Home Sweet Home. The only one that kind of got lost in the mix here was poor Mick. He looked like someone's like Nona or something.
Grandma.
I don't know.
Yep.
It wasn't
Yep.
good. It wasn't good, but it doesn't matter because he made up for it with his playing on this. Ed,
That's
what do you
right.
got?
All right, I got two facts, and these facts are quotes from band members.
Oh, I hate you. I know him. Go ahead.
When Nikki Sixx was asked about Theater of Pain album, here was his quote. Sixx has referenced to this album as a pile of rubbish, the whole fucking record with a few moments of maybe brilliance. Vince Neil's quote. Neil has referred to Theater of Pain as his least favorite Mötley Crüe album. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay, so Nikki Sixx didn't play on the album, so I wonder why he hates it. And Vince Neil is out of his mind because this is the best he ever sang, and these are the most quality lyrics.
Oh
he's
my
ever
God.
brought.
If
These
this
are
is the best, fucking horrible.
No,
Oh
that's-
my God. They needed to change the key of every song because most of them are out of his range.
No, this is
Yes.
great vocaling by him. The words are more mature than anything you're going to
This
hear
is
on any
why
other Crüe
your
album.
fucking opinion is terrible.
Your opinion's terrible.
Oh my God. Fuck all these shit bands, and then you get a great quality band, and you're like, yeah, these guys can play good, but it's cheesy. So I'm going to give them a fucking 20.
Listen, this is a great album. Feet,
Oh, fuck.
what do you
no.
got on this for facts?
Yeah, fact, this is a great album. Fact, Vince Neil wouldn't be walking the streets today if that accident happened. No fucking way, no how. Not with the
No.
laws in place today. I like the entertainment or death idea, but I thought they should have changed it to save our souls, because like these guys all needed fucking mental health help. Like they were just pieces of shit, you know?
Yep.
I have another comment, which I thought was great, because everyone was talking about this is like the new polished, Mötley Crüe. And Nikki Sixx, like, when discussing the album, he said, polishing our music is like painting a trash can. And I thought that was hilarious.
That's a great quote.
Yeah.
It's a good quote. Describes the fucking album.
No,
No,
you're totally wrong, dude.
Oh.
You're totally wrong.
Nope.
So yeah. All right. Let's do some opening thoughts, and I will, in fact, get us started. So I'm going to tell you why this is such a great Mötley Crüe album. And no Mötley Crüe album is a great album. Like if you're looking for like great playing and great vocals, like you're not going to find it on a Mötley Crüe album. These guys can barely play. It's not their charm. Okay. Charm is the songwriting. And it's good. And every song on this album has a legitimate hook in it. Unlike Foreigner, where you couldn't find a hook except for 2 songs. Every song has a hook. Every one. So this album is killer, like no other Mötley Crüe album. It's bluesy and clean while also being heavy as fuck. It's lyrically deeper, more grown up and different from any other Mötley Crüe album I've listened to. Mick Mars is bringing, now follow me on this, he is bringing a Glenn Frey Smuggler's Blues feel to this album. Listen to Smuggler's Blues. Listen to the guitar playing, the tone, the playing on that album. Yes. This has
You're out of your fucking mind.
No, because you didn't listen. You didn't listen.
You're comparing Glenn Frey's
Yes.
guitar playing
Yes.
in songwriting to Mick Mars' guitar playing in songwriting.
What I said was
I fucking
Mick
quit.
Mars's lead playing on this album had a Glenn Frey Smuggler Blues feel to it. And it does. And if you listen to Smuggler's Blues and you listen to this album back
Lead
to back.
playing, his leads are definitely better on this than previous albums, yes.
Yes. No, it's a Glenn Frey sound. And now this is the last thing I want to say quickly about Mick. He did something here that I didn't realize how groundbreaking and bold it was in 1985. Every solo on the album is a slide solo. And it's a slide solo with the classic 80s heavy metal tone. Nobody has ever recorded a full heavy metal glam album with distorted metal slide guitar. And he did it. And he did it really well. If you're a Crüe fan, you think this album sucks, go listen to it again. Go listen to it again. Dave,
Yeah,
what do you got?
because then you'll realize it sucks again.
Oh, no, dude, everybody at home, all of our 50-year-old male heavy metalhead listeners are like, fuck you, Ed. Dave,
They're not going to think Theater of Pain is the best Mötley Crüe album.
if they go back
they're
and
not.
listen to it again, they will. Go ahead, Dave.
Yep, it's very good. The only other band I could think of that has some, a great majority of tasty slide guitar leads might be Rose Tattoo, which is also worthwhile
Yeah.
listen. But
Incredible.
oh yeah. I have heard this album. I remember at the time it came out, some of the kids from school were talking about this, and I saw the videos on MTV, but didn't have the album until later, probably the early 90s, thanks to the used records they were selling cheap back then at Vintage Vinyl in Fords, New Jersey again. Woo,
I
woo.
love it. You think they were sponsoring the show.
That's right. They don't even exist anymore. Nobody wanted records back then. But I have a suspicion many people around our same age have the cover art comedy and tragedy masks tattooed on them somewhere. Pretty sure.
Yeah. So, Dave, Rose Tattoo, I mean, they originally did Nice Boys Don't Play Rock and Roll.
Yes.
Stuff like that. So you probably heard the Guns N' Roses version, but the original is actually better.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really, like, what I'm saying about this is like they weren't like a glam metal band playing those tones. Rose Tattoo is more like Guns N' Roses, but even a little
AC/DC.
more stripped. Yeah,
Tough.
more stripped back.
Yeah.
Tough. Like it's real slide guitar, like what you would hear from Joe Perry or Slash. This is like heavy metal slide guitar.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's heavy metal slide guitar. It's different. Ed, just briefly tell us your opening thoughts, like in 2 or 3 words.
I've heard this album before. I had this album when it came out. I love Home Sweet Home. It meant something to me back then. I moved a couple times right around this age. And I think it was actually right when I moved back, actually probably is when this album came out. So it kind of meant something, that song. And you know what? Smoking in the Boys Room, super fun cover tune. And they did an excellent job on it. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. And Fee, your memories of this one.
Oh yeah. Honestly, as a kid, I never loved this except for Smoking in the Boys Room and Home Sweet Home. The other songs I thought were just like this is different from the Mötley Crüe I know. So a stupid kid and I don't fucking like it. Well, I want to say during the pandemic, I kind of picked this up again, just looking for re-listens on things just to see if my perspective changed. And I was wowed. I instantly fell in love with this album. I thought it was amazing. And I know Ed hates me for it, but that's okay. I love you, Ed.
See, same thing happened to me. I like maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I just broke it out and dusted it off. And I'm like, I'm going to listen to it on the way to work. I was like, holy shit. And then I listened to it a few more times and a few more times. And I'm like, okay, it's my next pick. Like I listened to it once before I chose it again. And just to make sure, I'm like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, let's do a Fast Five. This week's Fast Five is going to be Crüe on Crüe. So Crüe versus Crüe. It's going to be a Crüe song versus Crüe song. You just tell me which one is better. Number one, Kickstart My Heart or Red Hot? Dave, which song is better?
Red Hot.
And Ed, which tune?
Kickstart My Heart.
And Fee.
Oh, man. You're killing me because I really love both songs, but I'm going with Kickstart.
Oh, God. Okay, Ed, so you've just exposed yourself for the second time tonight as a total goon. The correct answer is Red Hot. Come on, it's one of the best fucking drum intros ever. Ever.
I think Kickstart My Heart is probably the best Mötley Crüe song ever written.
I just couldn't disagree with you more.
Oh, so full of energy.
Oh, the words are so goofy and please, just stop with that.
I'm sorry, did you read any of the lyrics on this album?
They're great. They're great. They're great.
Yeah.
They actually,
they're fucking bad, dude. They're bad.
Nope, you're wrong. Okay. So the correct answer is Red Hot, and that's a fact. Number two, Wild Side or Dr. Feelgood. Dave, which song?
Wild Side.
And Ed.
Wild Side.
And Fee.
Wild Side.
It's Wild Side all day long. Fee, turn up your mic a little bit. The fans have to hear every word of this one tonight. I don't want your fucking thoughts getting lost at all.
Oh, no. Okay. Is that better?
That's better. Okay,
right.
Number three. This is a tough one, guys. Shout at the Devil, a Live Wire. Dave, which one's better?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a tough pick. I'm going to go with Live Wire.
Ed, which one's better?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Live Wire.
And Fee.
Definitely Live Wire.
All right, boys, it's Live Wire. That's the correct answer. Very good, everyone. Number four, Looks That Kill or Girls, Girls, Girls. Come on, Ed. I know which one you like. Fee, which one? Dave, which one is it?
Looks That Kill.
And Ed.
100% Looks That Kill.
I'm surprised. I think he really thinks it's Girls, Girls,
No,
Girls.
I love Looks That Kill.
Okay. Fee, which one?
I love all of it, so fuck you guys. Either way, I know it's Looks That Kill, but I really like Girls, Girls, Girls. So
I love that I've actually now fucking beaten these guys to the submission where Fee goes, I know it's Looks That Kill. Like my answer is like a real answer. Okay, Looks That Kill is the correct answer. Oh God. Okay, number five and final. 10 Seconds to Love or Too Young to Fall in Love. This is almost brutal. Damn.
No, this is only one correct answer.
Oh no.
No, this is the hardest one.
It is the hardest one.
Yeah, it's Too Young to Fall in Love.
Okay. Ed.
100% Too Young to Fall in Love.
Fee.
yeah, that's three for me. Yep.
It's Too Young to Fall in Love because that's one of the greatest music videos ever shot. Yeah. And it's the best guitar solo Mick Mars ever played. So there you go. There you go.
Yes.
All right, good. So we're pretty much on the same page there. All right. Oh boy, I hope you guys are excited because I have got a tale to spin when we flip this show. I mean, a tale that's been banned from dinner tables. Wives will no longer let it be told, but you will all hear it tonight. Okay.
Wow.
So track number. Oh yeah. Oh no, this is a big deal. Like Ed, mention the trip to Maine to see Mötley Crüe to Angela, and she'll be like, Ed, don't say that fucking word.
I've heard stories.
Okay. Track number one, City Boy Blues. Oh, so right off the bat, this song sounds so fucking smooth, buttery. I really love the sound of mixed guitars. They're big, but they're not muddy or overblown like a lot of this Mötley Crüe shit. These guitars, I can hear every fucking note and every chord perfectly. his slide solos, groundbreaking. I can't remember anybody doing this with this guitar sound for a whole album ever. It's so good. And unlike on Shout at the Devil in particularly, I thought his sound and his guitar solos were like what Mick Mars should have been doing the whole time. It's a completely different album from a guitar player standpoint if you're listening to it. Tommy Lee, amazing. The drum sounds are great. Vince is singing great. I love this whole 80s, almost like pop rock. I love it. It's great. Dave, go ahead.
We hear a more polished Mötley Crüe sound. Evil sounding Mick Mars guitar riff. You can hear a little organ in the background, heavy drums and bass, screechy Vince, and right away we are treated to some tasty slide guitar, cool groove, and some Aerosmith inspired lyrics like "Take a swig of whiskey and jump into the saddle with you."
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the famous Tommy Lee cowbell is here. And a pretty good slide guitar solo, too. Very smooth and more ass shaking groove to fade out.
Oh, man, you said it.
Yeah.
Ed, talk about it.
Yeah, I actually love the opening to this. I think that guitar riff is really good and it works well with the drums. However, I think as soon as like it changes, I don't like the way the riff changes. I think it doesn't flow at all. It's just like someone hitting the brakes and then starting it again. It bothered me so much. Vince's voice, God hit me in the head with a fucking hammer. I mean, it's bad, fucking bad. Guitar solo disappointed me. Honestly, my favorite part of this song is what is it, a glockenspiel that you hear going the first time left to right in the headphones, the second time right to left, and I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool effect. But this song did grow on me over the week of listening to this album. But it's a good song. It's just not a great song.
Oh, man, I think it's great. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
good.
That part is great.
It's all great. Fee,
I
go
like
ahead.
Yeah, I think this is a playlist song, and having back, I don't know why. I think we were all fucking stupid as kids. But like, I don't know why I didn't like this then, because I mean, this stuff just, there's mad energy throughout this entire album, you know? And the songs I liked as a kid were Home Sweet Home and Smoking in the Boys Room, you know? When you got tracks like this that just make you want to move. I don't know. This fucking total playlist. I love this song.
Dude, I agree. And Smoking in the Boys Room is not even remotely my favorite song on this album. Not even close. Not even a
Nope.
top 5.
Nope.
But speaking of which, let's get to it. Next track is Smoking in the Boys Room. So I hate cover songs on albums. All cover songs, all albums. Don't like it. But I like this one because it's fucking, this is how I remember Smoking in the Boys Room. It almost feels like the original to me. I remember seeing the video and just loving it and being like, I wish Mötley Crüe would pull me through a bathroom mirror. But I didn't go to school, so not going to happen. Great video. Mick plays, dude, this guitar solo is so melodic. I could hum every note right now. And it was one of the first guitar solos I had my dad teach me. And it's amazing. It's so memorable. And I just love it. Great cover. Dave.
Yeah, like we said, this is a cover song originally recorded by Brownsville Station in 1973. Went on a tangent a long time ago checking them out, and they do have some great stuff. Their version of this is a little more polite sounding, but the arrangement is exactly the same down to the dual harmonica / guitar solo. It was the first single off Motley's album, reached number 16 in the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, and became their first top 40 hit. And they made the classic MTV staple music video from this song, featuring horror actor Michael Berryman as the school principal. Great rolling drum beat from Tommy Lee. And the person who actually played the harmonica solo was Willie Nelson's harmonica player, Mickey Raphael. He stated in a 2017 interview that he did the solo and Vince played a harmonica on the last note of the song, so he was credited for harmonica.
What a pussy.
Yeah. So a funny side story here is that Vince's inability to play the harmonica led to a Spinal Tap-like moment during the band show in Hebron, Ohio in July of 87. The security guard named Fred Saunders confirmed in the Heroin Diaries, Nikki Sixx's book, Vince can't even play the harmonica, but I can. So we'd cut off Vince's mic and he'd lip sync and pretend to be playing, while the truth was that he was hidden over at the side of the stage playing the solo when they were doing this live. Um, One day he was practicing the solo and the hidden microphone was on. So suddenly harmonica came blasting out of nowhere in the middle of a completely different song, and Vince looked real pissed.
What a pussy.
Yeah.
He sucks.
So yeah, he faked playing the harmonica solo live too, and had the roadie play it.
I did the harmonica solo on that Boston Gets the Grip Aerosmith tribute album thing. I did the solo for Write Me a Letter on that. It's not great, but I bet it's better than what Vince Neil would do. Dude, you know what? Like thinking about this song in the video, you forget how groundbreaking Tommy Lee was, not just as a player, but his style. Like that whole wrapping your hand around your head thing, everybody stole it. The spinning of the sticks, everybody stole it.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally, where he hits the stick off the snare, it spins up in the air and he catches it. Everybody stole it. Tommy was the king. Tommy is the Elvis of metal drumming, period. Ed, what do you got?
Yeah, so before I destroy everything about this fucking band later,
Okay.
I want to just say the given is Tommy Lee is one of my favorite drummers.
So
I
good.
absolutely think he's fantastic. Everyone else, yeah. But Smoking in the Boys Room, good version of the song. But yeah, it's a cover song. And covers are always dangerous, I think, when original bands are trying to fill a slot on an album. This worked. Good for them. Like we've already mentioned, MTV played this on a continuous loop, this video. And honestly, I'm curious what would have happened to this album if Smoking in the Boys Room wasn't played so much. Now, we'll get to Home Sweet Home in that record-setting song, but that changes things if it's just Home Sweet Home versus two songs. So,
and
yeah,
if they don't record Smoking in the Boys Room, I'm not sure Mötley Crüe ever becomes what they became.
yeah,
I'm not sure it happens.
Right.
I don't disagree with you. And I'm going to give Vince Neil props here. I think his voice is great for this song.
It is.
It's one of the few songs that I went, okay, this is in his key, and he sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to remember when an album stalls out, like when your third album stalls out and the first two, one was a
Yeah,
demo,
that's true.
basically, and
Yep.
the second one was kind of a niche album. Like at the time, Shout at the Devil was not played on the radio a lot, and it was getting very little MTV play. Would they have had the money and the budget to do Dr. Feelgood, to do Girls, 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 to have that level of songwriting coming in from Desmond Child and this,
Right.
you know, like, do they get Girls, 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 Wild Side, Dr. Feelgood?
It's a very good point,
Kickstart
Des.
My Heart. I don't know. I think this is like a linchpin in a Mötley Crüe grenade. You don't have
Oh,
Smoke in the
absolutely.
Boys Room. It may not have happened.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's the song so much as it's the music video.
Yeah.
Because the song, it's the exact same version of the original.
Yeah.
They really didn't change it. So it's the music video that actually pushed Mötley Crüe to the next level, and it's a cover video.
You nailed it. Because even when I said the song, I said, instead of talking about the song, I was talking about the video and just how it's burned into my fucking mind
It is.
from MTV.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, fucking the entire video is playing in my head as I'm listening.
And it was perfect timing because, like you said, they had Home Sweet Home, which never charted as big, but would Home Sweet Home on its own without a follow-up of that magnitude have been enough to push the label to spend the kind of money they did on Girls, Girls, Girls? If it had just been Home Sweet Home and then there was nothing to follow it up, I think Mötley Crüe starts to fade again.
Yeah.
But you have two hits like that back to back over a summer. You're going to sell out arenas. You're going to sell out records, and then you're going to get the money to make the big album.
Oh
Pete,
yeah.
what do you got?
Dude, I think you guys are spot on because I knew a little bit of Too Fast for Love. I definitely knew Shout at the Devil. Like Shout at the Devil was big, a big album for me as a kid. And then hearing this, the only two songs I remembered until like 2021 were fucking Home Sweet Home and Smoking in the Boys Room. So yeah, would they have made it beyond that with just the one anchor hit? Probably not. So
Yeah.
Either way, this is a total playlist. I mean, it's a banger. They did a nice job, and I'm with you, Ed. This is probably Vince's best vocal on the album. Right here. I don't know. There was some stuff in City Boy Blues that I just kind of laughed at a little bit with Vince, but I don't know. He's kind of a funny dude though. So
Yeah.
Either way, my only question for everyone is, have you smoked in the boys' room?
No.
Yep. Yeah, come on.
Really? Oh God, I did.
Yeah, Ed, we
No.
both did for sure. Probably together,
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, good.
Yeah.
So we all agree that Smoking in the Boys' Room might have been the linchpin that made Mötley
Yeah.
Crüe what they are today.
Yes.
Okay, track number 3. Oh, so 3 in, and I've said I love you at the end of every one so far. So here we go again. Louder Than Hell. This track kicks off with this amazing drum beat. And I usually don't like the flange on the drums, but it really works here. I fucking love it. These are killer lyrics, guys. They feel like a mix of Shout at the Devil and Too Fast for Love. Like this song could have been on either one of those albums. And I think it was a demo for Shout that didn't make it. Mick gives us a short, confident guitar solo. So on this album, Mick made sure that if he was going to play it in a solo, he was going to play it confidently and good. He didn't add anything that didn't work. He didn't reach too far. And it just really worked for me. I loved it. Dave, what do you got?
Yes, this song started out as a demo from the Shout at the Devil era, entitled Hotter Than Hell. No, not the Kiss song. It does appear as a bonus track on the Shout at the Devil CD reissue. Yes, killer drum opening, cool riff, and a little moving bass line from Nikki Sixx. We talked about it before that there are rumors out there that Nikki was too whacked out to play his own bass parts on the album. I didn't find much evidence that he didn't. Producer Tom Werman insists that there was no substitute bassist on the album. So, draw your own conclusions there. The lyrics on this one kind of suck. Every line besides "we like it loud, we like it louder, louder than hell" starts with the word some. Some need the evil, some need the power, some bleed in vain, some get a bullet in the head instead.
It's so good.
Every fucking line. What the fuck? I didn't
How
realize
is that good, Des?
I didn't realize
that's
it until I
great.
looked at the lyrics when I was
I think it's
listening to
great.
this. And
Come on, when Vince yells out some get a bullet in the head, I'm fucking like, oh yeah, I'm
Oh
loving
my
it.
God.
so
I'm loving it.
yeah,
loving it.
maybe Six should have taken another run at the lyrics on this one, but great Mick Mars solo, short and sweet, very tasty.
Oh, I couldn't disagree more. The fucking lyrics on this are so banging. And Vince is killing it. Ed, go ahead.
Oh, I wish this stayed a demo. Cool drum opening. I love the slow groove. Unfortunately, the rest of the band comes in, and I think this song completely goes to shit. I cannot stress how much I dislike this song. It was
What?
fucking horrible. Oh, I hated it.
Oh my God.
Dude, you're
Fuck.
crazy.
Everything
Holy
about
shit.
this song, I fucking hate except for the opening drum part.
You are fucking nuts. This song is so
Nope.
kick ass. So
Terrible.
badass.
Terrible.
Fee,
Oh.
Fee, what do you got?
This honestly, this is one of the better live Mötley Crüe songs I've heard them play. And it's a headbanger, total fucking headbanger where like when you're there live and you're having a couple of drinks and you're getting into it, this song gets you going like no other song that they have, in my opinion. I absolutely love this one. Did any of you guys, and we'll wait till Dave gets back, but did you listen to the Hotter Than Hell demo?
No.
Oh, it's basically the same exact song, except for they changed louder and hotter. I don't know. I think they should have kind of mixed them in a little bit, honestly. But what was I going to say? The one thing I was glad you guys mentioned was the solo, because the first time I had heard it on my re-listen for this week, I was like, that's it. And then I was like, every other time I was like, man, that's it, like that's the
Yeah.
solo right there,
Yeah.
I absolutely love this song. Ed, you're going to hear it a few times in a couple months. So, yeah, probably a lot of
Yeah.
things on this album.
No, you're gonna lose whatever you're playing it on in a couple months.
So
Gonna get thrown right into the fucking bear woods.
the mistake he would have made on Shout at the Devil here is he would have done that short, confident solo, but then he would have tried to shred a little bit, like on the end of it, and it would have
Yeah.
just become this tossed salad of trash. And he didn't
just
do
derailed
that.
it. Yeah,
Derailed
just
it. It
derailed it.
doesn't-
I know what you're
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Well,
So
another thing, if you guys don't mind me taking another minute here,
Go.
is Dave, did you listen to the demo of this?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, so I listened to it. I liked it. Same exact thing, right? It's the same exact song. Change one word.
Yeah,
right?
it's not real far off from the finished product.
Right. My question is, how do they get that like dirty demo sound into this super clean sound that comes through on the album?
Just lucky, I guess.
It's called mastering.
it's so good.
I don't know.
It's
I don't know.
You master the recording and they basically clean it up super. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, track number 4, Keep Your Eye on the Money. Oh, God. So keep in mind now, I've said I love it after each of the first 3 songs. Song number 4, Keep Your Eye on the Money. And I also want to underline, we have got a solid hook in every song so far. So Vince here, for me, this singing is great again on this track. He's singing so good. His range is high and is confident as I've heard it.
No, you
Yes,
cannot
yes.
put the word range
Yes.
and Vince Neil in the same sentence.
I'm going to, and I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you how I
terrible.
know. So listen, first of all, lyrics are great, cool as fuck. I love this high note that Vince hits going into mixed guitar solo. He locks on with that first note of the solo. They fade them together. It's a perfect transition, and he is hitting the note perfectly. And there's no auto tune or auto correct. He sang it. It's fucking great. And Mick, he grabs the note and he holds it great. And it's a great transition. Great chorus. Another great guitar solo from Mick Mars. I can't believe I'm saying this over and over. Another great solo from Mick Mars. But yes, another great solo from Mick Mars. In an era when all you're getting is a bunch of fucking finger tapping, whammy barring, a million notes a second. Mick said, you know what? This may sink the album, but I'm a blues player. I play slide guitar. Let's pull out the slide for this one. And they said, Mick, go ahead. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, what a cool fucking song. A handful of chords and some good groove and cool lyrics make something great. Nothing too complicated here. Nice bridge with Tommy Lee cowbell a la Come On and Dance from Too Fast for Love. Bluesy groove guitar solo. The song does some cool stuff, changing up the chorus towards the end, but then they kind of get a little off track and wander a little bit. They feel like they could have tightened that up. But
Yeah.
Mick Mars has a very particular guitar sound on this record. Word is, instead of his usual Marshall stacks, he used a Galen-Kruger 250 ML amp, which was a little lunchbox-sized combo amp that was out at the time in the 80s, with a great built-in chorus effect that you could use alone, or you could plug the amp into a bigger speaker cabinet. Most famously, these were used by Iron Maiden and Rush at the time for recording in studio. I can't find a source, but I know I've read it somewhere over the years about this being used. But either his good amps didn't make it to the studio in time for recording, or the producer just insisted on using this amp for some reason. But Mick wasn't really happy with his guitar sound for this.
Oh, I think it's his best sound out of every album he's done. It's so
Absolutely
good.
agree. Love his sound on this
It's
album.
clean but dirty, if that makes sense. It's really good. Oh,
And it's funny, Dave, that you mentioned Iron Maiden, because I actually have an Iron Maiden reference later on in my notes.
Oh, there you go.
And I think that's what it is. I think after hearing it, because it's one of the last songs, I'm like, I just got this Iron Maiden tone all of a sudden in my head. And I'm like, this is weird.
Yeah, probably the same amp.
Yeah.
So what you think of the track, Ed?
It's an average song. It's good, kind of catchy, but I didn't think it didn't blow me away. I do like the music, and I like the vocal melody a lot, but I think Vince's voice just isn't up to it. I know what you're saying with that transition. I agree. It was a great transition of his vocal note into that guitar solo opening note. However, I don't see him doing that live ever.
Well, we're not talking about Mötley Crüe live. We're talking about Mötley Crüe Theater of Pain.
It doesn't matter. These guys. One thing I will say, I'm glad I never saw them live. I enjoyed seeing the televised version. The shows looked amazing. The problem is when I go to a concert, if it's a great show, but the fucking band sounds terrible, it wrecks the fucking everything for me. And they would have fucking everything I've ever heard was like, oh, great show. Oh yeah, the band's terrible, but everything else is great. It's like going to see Poison. Yeah, great. Everyone has a good time. But if I have to fucking hear CC DeVille and Bret Michaels fucking self-absorb and then fuck up guitar parts, I'd fucking kill myself.
CC DeVille is an underrated guitar player. He's just fine.
True.
He has moments, but he fucked up my favorite song twice live. The 2 times I've seen them.
I've seen the Crew twice. I saw him once on Girls, 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 which we'll talk about, and then I saw them again on Wild Side, right? No, which was the one 1987, right after Theater of Pain.
Yeah, that was Girls, Girls, Girls.
Yeah,
okay, and
Girls,
then what was
yeah.
the one after that? That would have
Dr.
been
Feelgood.
Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, I saw those 2 tours. Missed Shout at the Devil. Oh, regret. Okay, so what
Yeah.
do we got? Feast, what do you got?
Yeah. I saw them on those 2 tours as well, and then I saw them on their final tour a couple years ago, when they did that. Either way, it's a good time. Did they sound good? Who am I to judge? They sound better than me, I think they're fucking great. I love Mötley Crüe. I'd see them again
Yeah.
tomorrow if they were around. Keep your eye on the money. I love the Vegas references. I'm a sucker for that shit living
Yeah.
out here. I love the excess of it. Maybe not as much now. Ed, I'm surprised. I figured you would have liked this. Would have been one of your favorite songs on the album with those like vocal melodies, like almost like harmonies, whatever. At times, like on the choruses. I thought you would have liked that a lot more.
It's an okay song. It's just
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the better ones on the album. I didn't hate it.
Fair enough. Okay. So I'm thinking correctly then. Yeah. And Dave, I'm with you on this one too, dude. Like if they didn't kind of go off the rails at the end of the song, this would be a much higher rated song for me. But it's okay, above average, but not quite louder than hell,
Yeah, and I agree with both you guys. That ending got a little wonky, but
Yeah.
but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, track number 5, the big dog on the album, Home Sweet Home. So, I mean, come on, guys. This is an amazing song. Super hooks everywhere. Incredible music video that gave you that first peek at life on the road. I mean, Bon Jovi did it with which one? Living on a Prayer?
Half their videos.
Wanted
Dead or
Dead or
Alive.
Wanted Dead or Alive. Okay. Yeah. And what a great song. And what a polar opposite of this band, where you've got a bunch of dudes that really kick ass and can play and write songs. But I digress. Great song, lyrics everywhere, incredible video. Probably the best Vince Neil ever sang in his life. I get the feels from the song. So he's doing something right. Mick Mars, he straight brings it on this. This guitar solo is so iconic and amazing. There is about 2 seconds in the solo where he starts to like he's losing control. He's like, no, he's gonna fall off the end, and he just reels it back in at the last second, and it's fine. It's when he goes into that, you know the part.
Yep.
Where he plays like 3 notes too many that just don't fit. It's okay, but yeah, I love it, Dave.
Yeah, this was the second single released from the album, and the classic video topped the MTV Daily Request chart for over 3 months. And MTV sort of had to change the rules for them. It became an unwritten crew rule. They dropped their videos from their request line 30 days after their MTV premiere. So they basically just had to cut it off and be like, all right, enough of this already,
Yeah,
because it was
yeah,
just too popular. So the piano riff that 100% of every 80s metalhead will play when they pass by a piano was brought in by Tommy Lee. Vince started humming a melody over it, and the boys took off from there. Love it or hate it, here's one of the first heavy metal power ballads. Particularly great guitar solo on this one, also with some cool bass riffing underneath. I've played this
Nice.
one many, many times with my old Mötley Crüe tribute band Red Hot. As a side note, I got the band logo from the Theater of Pain album cover, scanned it, photoshopped it, turned it into a logo. And also still play this song today with the Sunset Strippers. I do the piano part on guitar, and when there's room on stage, we also have keyboard drums. And the original release of Home Sweet Home charted at number 89 on the Billboard Hot 100, and the remix in 1991 peaked at number 37 on the same chart in 1992. That's from the Decade of Decadence Greatest Hits album, I believe. And to date, the 91 version is the last Mötley Crüe song to chart in the American Billboard Top 40.
Nice. And Dave, TT Guns and Ben Graves in Red Hot, correct?
Yes. Ben was in for a little while, but we had a couple drummers, but yep, both those guys.
Two Boston rockers gone too soon.
No longer
rest
with
in
us.
Peace to them.
Yep.
That's right. But they both were bad dudes, and I love them both very much.
Yep.
So there you go. Ed, what do you got?
This song was beyond huge. Yeah, like Dave said, this song just, because of MTV, this song never went away. Never. It's one of my guilty pleasures. The song is written well. Musically, it's simple, but it is so goddamn catchy. I remember, like, this is probably the first song that I purposely went and learned every lyric to it. Song touched me for some way. I think the guitar solo is fantastic, and it fits the song perfectly. It's not too much. It's not too little. It is, here's a song and here's a solo that is specific to this song. I think it's a perfect song.
I agree. Fee, what do you think about Home Sweet Home?
Who are you and what did you do with Ed? Holy shit.
Wait. This is the last positive thing I will say.
Nice. No, I knew you were gonna love this one. Not much to say. Obviously, playlist song. The only thing is, like, I remember, this video as well, and like I wanted to be these guys at that point in a video like this. Not necessarily like make music or anything, but just along for the party. And boy, oh boy, did I want to see those boobs in the uncensored video, but
yeah,
never got to see them.
No, I know. I never saw the uncensored either.
Yeah.
All right. So that ends side A. So we're going to flip the show over, and I'm going to share a story with all of you. Oh boy. So on July 8th of 1987, at the tender age of 17 years old, 3 friends and I embarked on an adventure that none of us would ever forget. We hitchhiked from Weymouth, Massachusetts to Portland, Maine to see the great Mötley Crüe. And this is what transpired. So me and my buddy Rich, who we talk about all the time, we decided we were going to get front row center stage for Mötley Crüe. So we went to the Braintree Plaza and we decided we were going to sleep out. And we were going to be the first ones at Ticketmaster to get these tickets. So we spent the whole night. Ticketmaster open. We went in and they tell us it's general admission floor, guys. So you basically just buy floor seats and first come, first serve. They let you in like a herd of fucking cows, which is not safe. We'll get to that. And so we get the 4 tickets. And in 1987, parents were insane. So Richard's mother decided she was going to drive us down the Weymouth Honda and let us off at the highway. And we would start hitchhiking to Maine. 17 years old. So we had bus tickets for the ride home that we had purchased, Greyhound. We had enough money for a hotel room for one night. Now, remember, we left 2 days early because we thought it would take 2 days to hitchhike up there. We had enough money for Burger King for 2 days. and that's it. No change of clothes, nothing. We're in our rock and roll outfits, ready to go to Mötley Crüe. So we start hitchhiking on the highway. We get all the way up Boston Garden. Some weirdo named Angel picks us up in a truck. He's like, I'll drive you some of the way. He was so weird. He's like, you ever chewing tobacco? So I chewed a little of this tobacco and I got all lightheaded and weird. I don't know what happened at Burger King. I'm joking. I'm joking. But anyway, so we
I
got a
do.
ride from him. We got a ride from these like goth metal kids that took us to their house, and we smoked a bunch of weed with them. And then they dropped us off, and then we'd walk on the highway for like miles and miles. And at this point, it's about 11 o'clock. It's dark. It's cold. We're now like, holy fuck, we're about maybe an hour from Maine. And we're like, we didn't think this through. And a car pulls up. It's like a little rabbit. And the guy's like, get in, I'll drive you. We're like, where you going? We're like, Cumberland County, Portland, Maine. He's like, I'm going there too. And he had two people with him. So one of the people gets out of the back seat, gets in the front seat with the passenger. And we notice that the two people in the front seat have black hoods on, and the guy in the front seat is bald, and he's got skinhead tattooed on the back of his head. So it's me, John, Mike, and Rich, like little white boys from the fucking burbs. And the other two take their hoods off, and both of their heads also have tattooed skinhead, and they're both bald. And one of them's a chick, and my friend John goes, that's a girl. Like, well, no, it's a fucking girl. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're trying to get us killed. So the guy says, why are you going up to Cumberland County, Maine? We say, we're going to see Mötley Crüe. And he's like, yeah, we're going to shoot somebody. I have a gun. I swear this is what happened. So we're all like, we're just like sitting there quietly. John is just, that's a girl. They're skinheads. I'm like, shut up, stonewashed jeans.
Hold on.
So
let me just add a picture here.
Go ahead.
So you have skinheads in the front.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you need to understand what Desi and Rich look like at this time period.
Mm-hmm.
Long hair. Rich literally, he had a cockatoo for a bird, and that's what Rich looked like. His hair looked like a cockatoo with the feathers all standing up. It was unbelievable. And oh my God, you guys looked the polar opposite of these skinheads.
And I looked basically like the best Nikki Sixx impression you could get. Like, I'm in the back of the skinhead, like giant spiky black hair, and mascara, and who knows how I was dressed. And then we've got John, little white boy in his stonewashed jeans, Bon Jovi haircut from Woburn. And then my upstairs neighbor, Mike, who we called Lurch. He was like 6'5", short hair, dress shirt, like weird as fuck. Okay. So they drop us off in Cumberland County, Maine. It's like midnight. So remember, we've got hotel money for one night, Burger King money for one day, and bus tickets home. And we're there an entire day early. So they drop us off in Cumberland County, and we encounter these two young street girls, prostitutes. Like, yeah. So they say, you can sleep down the street. It takes in homeless people. They have cots. So we all go down there. We get cots. And so the next day is the day of the Mötley Crüe concert. We get up. We're super excited. We're fucking, Mötley Crüe is staying at a local hotel there. Everybody's going there. And there's like a local music store. So we're hanging out, trying to meet Mötley Crüe. Not happening at the hotel. There's also a crowd at this music store. We go in, we meet a couple of guys from Whitesnake, and it was pretty cool. We meet this guy, Pete. He's a little older, looks like Mick Mars, cool as shit, probably like 22. And so we try to get a hotel room, and we realize we're too young to get a hotel room. They won't rent us a room. So Pete says, I'll rent you the room, but I want to have a party. So we're like, yeah, let's do it. So Pete rents the room. Next thing you know, we're having an amazing party. There's liquor, the prostitutes that we met the night before there, me and Rich. I don't know if I fucked one of the prostitutes. I don't remember paying. So basically the party gets completely out of control, and we get thrown out of the hotel hours before the show even goes down. And we've got bus tickets for the next morning. So
wait, you guys got kicked out before the show?
Oh, we got kicked out like 2 hours after we rented the room. So now we are on the streets of Cumberland County. And we get separated. Remember, I told you we banged these fucking hooker chicks. So we get separated. Me and Rich get separated from the other two. Everybody's shit-faced. We're in Cumberland County. It's getting dark. So we meet in line for Mötley Crüe. We go in. We've had Burger King. Money's gone. We go in. First one's in. I run down to the front, and they sit everybody down because it's general admission floor seats. So everyone's sitting on the floor. And right before the first band comes up, lights go down, the bouncers up front, they put their hands up, and everybody just pushes forward to like 3 feet to the stage, and my ribs hit the front of the wall, and that's it. My hands up, and they're pulling me out of the fucking crowd before the first note is played. As they're pulling me out of the fucking crowd tears my shoes off. So I now have no shoes in Cumberland County, Maine, no place to live, no money, and a bus ticket for the next morning. So the show goes off, and we all meet outside. So the two guys we were with, they get blamed for banging the prostitutes by this like posse of locals with a pickup truck. My big buddy Lurch gets punched in the face and put down. So we all scram, we scatter, right? So now we meet like behind a YMCA, me, Rich, John, and Mike. And we're like, holy shit. So these guys are like, they're hunting us now at this point. We see this truck like cruising the streets with the lights, and we're ducking behind buildings and shit. So we get to the outskirts of town, and literally like this little nucleus town. And there's like a Susie Chillette, the Swiss Chalet. I called it a Susie Chillette. I go, let's go to the Susie Chillette. And Rich goes, you mean the Swiss Chalet? So we get to the Susie Chillette.
Jesus.
And we sleep on the back stairs of the Susie Chillette until like 6:30 in the morning. And then we look, and we coast is clear. We run to the fucking Greyhound station. Our bus is there. It's leaving at like 9:30. We show them the tickets. We fall asleep on the back of the bus. We go home. That's my Mötley Crüe story.
Hey.
And there was some other fucked up shit that happened, but I don't know. I don't think it all needs to be told here.
Kids are
That's what I
stupid.
got.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a movie.
Nice.
I've been dying to tell that story, Dave. You missed the best
Yeah.
parts. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we move on with this puppy? No.
Nah.
Okay. Dave, what's going on at your house? Do we need to call 911?
Just an unruly dog.
Okay. So track number 6. Tonight, we need a lover. Tonight. Oh man, do I love these cool chords Mick Mars is playing here. These chords are fucking dirty and badass. Some of Mick's best. This song is so heavy. Oh my God, are these fucking guitars heavy? While also being, and I want you to understand what I say when I say this, this song is easy on the ears. Remember how hard it got to listen to Velvet Revolver after a while, when that wall of just impossible to differentiate music was just pounding on your ears? That doesn't happen here. It's easy to listen to, and I fucking love this song. Dave, what do you got?
Yeah, this song is a killer. Awesome riff, super heavy. Not Harvard level lyrics. A great bridge riff, and we get super spooky organ too. Bitchin' guitar solo, even a motley choir from hell. You think it's over, and then a monster drum fill, and then the riff starts over again, this time with a different bass pattern underneath, which is cool, and it speeds up faster and faster until it fades out.
Yeah, I like that speed up.
It works.
It's cool. It does. Ed, what do you got?
It doesn't work, and you guys are fucking hypocrites because you guys bitch about every other fucking band that does some fake endings. This song is so fucking cheesy. It's just not good. The solo is okay. Why is there a big vocal part in this? It's so bad. It's fucking horrible.
No
Horrible.
way. No
Oh
way.
my God. This is just the beginning of the fucking end. Oh, it's so bad.
We need a lover tonight. Oh, I love it. I fucking love it. We need a lover. Okay. Pete, what do you got?
Dude, I'm laughing over here to myself because my note was like, I wonder if Ed's singing along to this chorus. I bet he might kind of likes it. He kind of likes shit like this. Nope, just not. Is that like a squeaky bass sound at times in there that like jink, 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 jink? I don't know. It's kind of weird. What is
Pete,
that?
I hardly noticed any bass on this album. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Okay.
Where the bass is throughout this album, it's just so not good.
I didn't
There are
notice it.
some songs where it moves pretty good, but it doesn't fit the song. I think it's like really, this is what you thought moves with the song.
But you know what? It's Mötley Crüe's signature. It's all built on mixed guitar riffs, and they're really good on this album.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
I don't know, man. I thought I was just kind of like jokingly thinking to myself that this was the first song they recorded and fucking Nikki played on it. And they were like, nope, get someone
Maybe.
else. Cause like, I don't know. I just thought it was just a weird squeaky bass type sound to me that was just, I don't know, that I didn't like. But overall, I like the song a lot. That kept it from being a playlist song for me.
So I have got 6 I love it's in a row so far. Keeping track, everybody. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Matthew Trippy here. I mean, we won't go on and on about it, but I went on like the deepest, like Columbo, like Monk. You don't have to, because I did. I've done more research than anybody has ever done on did Matthew Trippy replace Nikki Sixx for Theater of Pain. And I can tell you without, he didn't. Okay, he didn't replace Nikki Sixx. He may have met Mötley Crüe and dressed up like Nikki Sixx once, because there's a picture that exists of him with Mötley Crüe wearing the Nikki Sixx outfit from Theater of Pain. But no, didn't happen. That guy was crazy. Dave, would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
did not step in and play live
No.
with them or some shit like that. That's
No.
nah.
Yeah, he's fucking completely insane. Okay, track number 7, Use It or Lose It. This is a cool track. Tommy Lee is pumping on this one. These drums are fucking on fire. Mick, he's got this nice, quick kind of loop lick, kind of like teasing, pleasing. It's super catchy. I fucking love it. And like with every song on the album, it's got a catchy chorus. Even if they're not giving you like a hit chorus, it's catchy. It's doing what a chorus should do. And I love that Mick recreates his solo off of Too Young to Fall in Love here. It's basically the same solo, but he just changes a couple of notes. And I loved it. I thought it was great. Dave, what do you think?
A cool riff. Sounds like at least 2 or 3 guitar tracks and some sweet double bass drum patterns. The classic Crüe "Hey Gang" vocals. And I did read a note in here that the guitar solo sounds similar to Mick's "Shout at the Devil" style. Song ends with some echo guitar. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But that solo is almost, I would say, 77% of Too Young to Fall.
It's pretty close. Yeah,
it's pretty close. Ed, what do you got?
Oh boy. So this opening guitar riff reminds me of it sounds like a demo of an Iron Maiden song with the emphasis on the word demo. I think the song's fucking trash. I do. However, I had this like deja vu moment from back when I was in the band Impact, and I just joined, and I'm going, something about these songs I don't love, and they kind of bother me. And what I realized is this whole fucking album, other than Smoking in the Boys' Room and fucking Home Sweet Home, sounds like that style. It just sounds amateur like we were, you know, and it just bothers me. I was hoping like after what was the album before this?
Shout at the Devil.
Shout at the Devil.
After Shout at the Devil, I was like expecting it to step up. Sound wise, like engineering wise, the tones are so much better. But the music, I think, just took such a huge step backwards. Yeah, it just bothered me. It really bothered me.
Coming from a real musician, I'm surprised you say that. The playing is so much better on this album.
I'm not saying the playing's bad. I'm saying the songs as they're written, I don't like.
You think about
and I'll break it down a little bit in my final words.
Shout at the Devil, Helter Skelter. Here, Smoking in the Boys' Room, which is the superior cover song. Smoking the
Smoking the Boys from All Day.
Boys,
Yeah.
Helter Skelter.
Absolutely.
You've got songs like Bastard, and they're great songs, but those sound like demos to me. Those sound like unfinished works to me. They're not as catchy. They're not as current.
No. The word that I use the word demo meaning it sounds unfinished.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the quality. I think the recording quality is fantastic on this album.
I mean, Vince let somebody come in and actually put good harmonies behind them. Like he allowed backing vocals on this that sound so much better. Oh,
I don't disagree. I just can't stand it. I think it's bad. I just think it's bad.
Holy shit. Well, that's what we're here for. Everybody's got an opinion. Everyone's got an asshole. All right. Pete, what does your asshole think of this song?
It's bleeding. That's what it is.
Oh, gross.
I like this song. Des, I'm glad you mentioned that about Too Young to Fall in Love, because this felt really familiar to me, more like a Too Fast for Love track than a Theater of Pain track, you know?
Totally.
And I like it, but I didn't love it, because I felt it was probably like too much like Too Fast for Love, but not enough like it to make me like it. Because I think Too Fast for Love might be their best album, in my opinion. But
yeah,
either way, it's a good tune. It's just something was a little off. I really like the way it moved. I like the solo because I like Too Fast for, the Too Young to Fall in Love, but it just wasn't quite 100%. You know, it's not a 100-watt song. It's probably like a 75-watt song to me. You know.
Yeah. I think I agree with you that Too Fast for Love is their best album. I mean, it's fucking so punk and so raw and just dirty street kick ass. It's just the production is crap, but aside from that, it's a good album. All right. Track number 8, Save Our Souls. Hoo-hoo! Did I love this one? Remember, that's 7 loves in a row. And this is like one of my favorite songs on the album. Again, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Favorite song?
What? Yeah, I love this song. Look at Ed. Go ahead. You can turn your mic on. So, all right. So this drum intro, this fill he plays is like what every drummer heard this and was like, okay, I want to play that fill. This fill is it's killer. We get another super heavy guitar riff. This one sounds to me like it's tuned down to Z minor. Like if there was a note Z minor, this is it. This is so heavy. But heavy without getting muddy. It's so good. We get some really moody, cool vocals here from Vince. I loved them. It's a catchy, super quality chorus for the 8th time in a row. I loved it. Dave, what'd you think?
Yeah, we open with a super heavy Tommy Lee drum fill and back to the smooth slide guitar. Seems like more effort was put into the lyrics on this one by Nicky. Normal screeching from Vince. Definitely sounds like they had some help with extra background vocals on this one. And a few cool sound effects at the end of the guitar solo. The bass sounds good and holds the bottom, but leaves plenty of sonic room for the other instruments throughout this album.
Yeah, Dave, that's what I was saying to Ed, was that, Vince allowed some other people to sing on this album to kind of enhance his vocals. And it really added to these songs. It was a dimension that you just didn't hear on the first 2 albums. And it really greased it up for me. Took these songs to the next level.
Yeah.
Ed.
Oh, boy. Kill me now. This album just keeps getting worse. This song has nothing good in it. It's utter garbage. That's what I wrote.
Oh, shit.
You're crazy, dude. I loved it every time I listened to it. I listened to it just for fun this week once.
Fucking hate it.
I had already done the write-up, and I was just around the house. I'm like, God, I put on fucking Theater of Pain again. This is great. Catching up to lost time.
So bad.
Feet, what'd you think?
Same thing. Ed, you crack me up, man. That's why I love you. It's like, this is so fucking funny. Yeah, track about heroin addiction. This is my personal title track for this album. I think it should have been called this. It's old style Crüe to me. This feels kind of like it could have been a Shout at the Devil track or something like that. I love that chorus. Do you guys kind of get in the chorus? There's a backing vocal that's kind of like deep, like a devil sound to it. I thought that was really fucking cool, you know?
Me too.
And then Tommy Lee during the solos, he does these like pauses during the guitar solo that are just really fucking cool. I don't know. I like this song a lot. This was one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think the vocal was all that great, especially coming out of the solo. But the like chaos and intensity of it made it really good, you know? So either way, cool tune, playlist, total. I love it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. So track number 9, this one is kind of fun for me because when I was like 17, this was a song that I took the time to learn on acoustic. I mean, it took me 2 seconds. And, and this is one I would play at parties. I go to house parties or whatever, and there was a guitar there. I grab it and I could play and sing this song. And I love this song. So my knock on this song is I wish the acoustic guitar wasn't so thin. It was recorded poorly, and it's a really great riff. I love it. And you put those vocals behind it. Summertime was always, oh, I'm fucking getting all tingly just thinking about it. I love this song. Love it. Dave, what do you got?
Well, we got some acoustic guitar and stomping drums. I didn't like this one so much. This is brutal lightweight rock to get to the sort of okay, but extra cheesy. Raise your hands to rock, rock,
Rock!
chorus. That's the only good part. Reminds me of I Want to Rock by Twisted Sister, but much worse. 2 pretty thin
No.
verses. Guitar solo is okay. I felt like Mick kind of phoned this one in. And the only really good part is towards the end of the solo, he does this accent lick with the drums and then fades out to the end. I'm surprised Carrie Underwood or another awful new country star hasn't covered this.
Thin verse. Hang on a second.
They're thin
Summertime
verses.
was always right. Just me and you. 16 and dealing with those summertime blues. I was young and restless then, living on the edge of a dream. Someone said, sit down, Des. You just gotta believe. And I said, yeah. Okay. That shit is fucking on point. Ed, what do you got? Sorry.
What the fuck is this pile of dog shit?
Oh, fuck you.
This is beyond cheesy. At least when Twisted Sister wrote it, they fucking killed it and fucking owned it like nobody's business. This is fucking garbage. No, no, no. And you know what? No.
Dude, that's the intro. What is this pile of dog shit? It's so cheesy. B, what do you got?
Oh, that's hilarious. I fucking love it. This song's okay, but it's another, anthem for the kids. Want to get a younger kid into rock and roll, play them this tune. They'll be singing along to the chorus pretty quickly. Because Desert was made for the 16-year-olds. It wasn't made for fucking adults. You know what I mean?
No.
But good tune. But yeah, the rock, the I Want to Rock borrowing there or stealing, whatever you want to refer to it as. Okay, but still, it's just okay, above average, but definitely for it's a jukebox hero, rock and roll all night, kind of anthemic, a bit anthemic for me. So just okay.
Yeah, but like you said, Fee, that's perfect because I was 16 and dealing with those summertime blues the first time I heard this song, so I just related with it.
For sure,
And
for sure.
mentally, I'm like 19 now, so it's still fucking it still resonates with me. What can I say? Dude, the computer wasn't working. I'm like, baby, the microphone's not working. She's like, shut up, mommy's coming. Okay. Okay. Track number 10, Fight for Your Rights. Now, this is how you end an album. Ed, would you agree with me? This is very similar to Cultural Personality. No,
Hold on.
this is
I'm
a-
going to be at your house in 45 minutes just so I can punch you in the face.
So listen, so this is a rare statement song from Mötley Crüe. They're trying to say something here, and I appreciate it. That's what I meant about this album. It's not all just like, Friday night and I need a fight in my motorcycle and a switchblade. Like that shit is so fucking gay and played out and lame. I love when they actually say something. And this album is full of lyrics that I feel are not just, oh, skinny, bop, 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 bop. Like, kill me with that shit, okay? This is cool. Rare statement song by the Crüe. The lyrics have a lot to say. Killer tune. More great guitar. This one has the trifactor for me, okay? Great verse, great bridge, great chorus. All three parts are fucking killer. Vince and Mick are killing it on this song. Perfect ending to an amazing Mötley Crüe album. I love it. Stuck the landing. Dave, what do you think?
The song is pretty cool. Feels a little recycled from their other riffs and songs. Great chorus, though. The lyrics get into social commentary. I do not want that from Mötley Crüe. Just write about groupies and booze. Guitar solo starts a little slow, and then there's more guitar and drum back and forth where it heats up. I didn't think it was the best ending song for the album, but overall, pretty cool song.
Dude, this song could have been on that Marvin Gaye album. Ed, what'd you think?
Oh my God.
And there's the intro.
Oh, I fucking hate this album.
If only he was alive today, he could have covered it.
The ghost
Oh.
track.
I fucking hate this album. It's full of trash. That's what I wrote.
My
Fucking
scores.
garbage song to end. Everything on this. There's 2 songs that I was okay. 3 songs total that I was okay listening to.
Okay.
But that's it. That's it. Everything else was fucking shit.
I
Shit.
want to know Ed's score first before I give my score so I
No.
can fucking alter it.
Absolutely not. In fact, you're gonna love why I'm giving it the score I'm giving.
Your score is shit for this. Fee, what do you think about the last track on the album?
I'm with Dave on this. I want my Mötley Crüe with like bourbon and Coke, I don't want fucking protest tunes. I don't, don't like fuck off. Okay song because it's an okay song, I like the way it sounds. I like the way it moves. I don't like the lyrics. Fuck you for writing them. Stick to your heroin and fucking hookers and get me where I want to go. But just okay.
What I liked about it, though, was that it was just something I'd never heard from the Crüe. So it was fun. It was like unwrapping a little fucking, like, a little something extra. I'm like, ooh, what's this? I never heard this before. All right.
Sure.
Okay. So that's it. We have broken down Theater of Pain. And now it is time to release
The bonus track.
Okay, this week's bonus track was requested by one Tony Monero of the New York area. He writes, I'd love to hear you guys review New York Groove by the mighty Ace Frehley. Head. This was your week, huh, bud? Okay. Jesus Christ, guys, come on. I got this Ace Frehley solo album for my 8th birthday. Birthday's in September. I was so excited. I had all 4 of their albums. By this time, I was buying every Kiss album, listening to them, putting on the makeup, banging on cardboard boxes. I was very disappointed in most of the solo albums, but this Ace Frehley solo album, it just sounded like Kiss with Ace Frehley singing. It was awesome. And I am going to bring it to the show. It was very close. It's been very close a couple of times. I love the entire album. Snowblind, all of it. But this one was my favorite. Lyrics are great. Guitars are great. The chorus is solid as a rock. This one is pushing 86.6 watts. It's killer. Dave, what do you got?
I love this song. Ace rules. I
Yeah.
think they still play this during Yankees games. You may not know this, but Ace did not write this song. It was written by English
Oh.
musician and producer Russ Ballard. The song was originally recorded by glam rock band Hello in 1975 and was later covered by Ace on his 1978 solo album. Reportedly, Ace did not want to cut it, but producer Eddie Kramer convinced him to put it on the record. The song made it to number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100, by far the highest charting single from any of the 4 solo albums. And for anybody who doesn't know, back in 1978, all 4 members of Kiss released one solo album each concurrently. And Ace's was the best and Peter Criss's was the worst.
Yep.
Ace plays all guitars and bass as well as lead vocals on this one. Great stompy drums, Bo Diddley style guitar. You cannot go wrong here. My score is 95.
Oh, I wish I had gone higher. I wish I had gone higher. You're right. This is in the 90s. Fuck. Can I go higher?
Sorry.
You guys
No,
mind?
fuck
Fine.
off.
Oh, shit. Hey, all right. This is a 95 for me, too.
No.
Not officially, but if you're keeping score at home, put down 95 for me. Seamus, put 95 down.
So we listened to a shitty album
Oh.
and followed up with a fucking shitty song.
Oh,
God, is this bad? But I fucking love this song. I
okay.
do.
Okay.
I never thought I would say these words about Ace Frehley. I think I like this song because it's such a 70s pop song. I literally can hear like Sean Cassidy or the Bay City Rollers singing this song at some point. That's the type of song it is where you just like, it's got that 70s pop where you're just like, okay, I get it. I actually love Ace speaking in it. I hate speaking parts in fucking songs, but I don't know. It works. I think it's just so over the top cheesy that I fucking love it. And I can't not sing, I'm back in the New York groove. Oh, it's
so
fucking
good.
addicting. Oh, it's addicting.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I gave it a 72.
Nice. Okay, well, I feel better about my 85. I thought you were going to dip on it.
No.
Pete, what'd you think?
3 things. I love Ace. I hate the New York Yankees, and I hate that they use this. Still a playlist song. And when Dave brought up the New York Yankees again, I knocked it 10 points because fuck the fucking New York Yankees.
Oh,
I
no, it
can't
has
stand
nothing to
them.
do with the Yankees.
Yes, it does. 80 watts.
80 watts. All right, that's great.
Yep.
That's great. All right, Ed, please calculate those scores for us. Oh, man, those album covers, too. Whew. They were slick. They were slick. That Gene Simmons album was pretty good. Wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Radioactive.
I think this is the only song that I've ever heard from any of the solo albums.
You've heard Radioactive. She's radioactive. Radio. No.
Maybe, I don't know. All
God
right,
of
so
Thunder. Okay.
Back in the New York Groove by Ace Frehley is pushing a very respectable 83.4 watts.
I love it. That's beautiful. Dave, where does that landed on the Breaking Vinyl Wall of Fame?
That will put it at number 6, under Bananarama's Cruel Summer and above Queen's Dead on Time.
Oh, right where it belongs. I love it because I
Yeah.
would listen to it before that Queen song, and I would listen to Bananarama before I would listen to this. So I think this is one of those weeks where I concur.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some favorite songs. We'll hire some musicians, we'll fire some musicians, and we'll wrap this up. So for me, my favorite song on the album, no surprise, is Home Sweet Home because, like Ed said, it's a perfect song. Song I would cut would be Smoking in the Boys' Room because it's not a Mötley Crüe song. It's fine. I would remove Vince Neil and I'd replace him with Glenn Frey. No, I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. I would kick out Nikki Sixx and I would replace him with Kelly Nichols from LA Guns because why not? Plays better, looks cool, it'd work. Dave, what do you got?
Favorite track is Keep Your Eye on the Money. It's such an underrated track from them. So cool, killer groove. I would cut Raise Your Hands to Rock, too cheesy. Sorry. And I would replace, let's see, Six, Tommy Lee, and Mick Mars are killer on this. Vince, well, he's Vince. He works in the context of Mötley Crüe, but for this, we'll dump him. What was John Corabi doing back in 1985? Nah, but for real, let's try Blackie Lawless to front Mötley Crüe. He'll fit right in.
Sure. I like it.
Yeah.
A little bit more in the pipes. Oh, man, that's another album that I have been throwing around. Blind in Texas.
Yeah, The Last Command.
Wild Child.
Yup.
Like, oh, man.
Love that one.
It's on. It's coming. It's coming. Listen, guys, it's coming, okay? Don't worry. Ed, what do you got?
Favorite track, Home Sweet Home. And what track would I cut? All of them. But I agree with Dave. The worst is Raise Your Hand to Rock. If I had to replace someone in the band, I would replace Vince Neil And I think you and Dave will be very happy because I would switch him with Michael Monroe.
Oh,
Nice.
dude. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay.
I like it a lot.
I thought you'd like that.
Pete, what do you got?
I didn't know where to go with this. I mean, I know where to go with my favorite track on the track I cut. Favorite, Louder Than Hell. Fucking huge energy. I love that song. Cut, Fight for Your Right. Keep Your Protest to Yourself.
Okay.
Could have cut Nikki Sixx because, you know, everyone thinks they did. But I went with Vince, and I didn't really know where to go with it. But I ended up on the guy from Steel Dragon, that Miljenko Matejevic, whatever his name is. I thought he's got that good like high, and he's got good range, you know, obviously, but he's also got some good grit if you really listen to some of their tracks. So I thought he fit.
Dude, that guy would murder this album. I mean, good way. He could fucking. I mean, it would be a light snack for him, but
Right.
he would fucking destroy on this. It would be awesome. So those are great.
Cool.
All right, let's do some quick final thoughts and we'll score it. So for me, this is a special album for the Crüe. From their stylish 80s glam costumes to the upgrade in production, the bluesier, more refined rock and roll sound they deliver on this album. Sounds just a little more grown up to me. I like it. Has a killer album cover. The reverse side with the band separated from Vince and the women putting their hands over him. Dude, it's fucking killer. And finally, this is Mick Mars at his very best as a lead guitar player, as a rhythm guitar player, his sound. And when the band relies so heavily on Mick Mars for everything, for their albums to be successful, it makes this album great. So for me, it is pushing 91.01 watts. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't go higher. Because yes, I said I love it 10 times in a row. So you would think that would be 100-watt album. Unfortunately, Vince Neil holds it back from being 100. It can't be because he's just not good enough. And for that reason, it's a 91.01 for me. Great album. Dave, what do you got?
Well, people sometimes dump on this album as Motley going soft, and it's definitely more polished than their first two albums. But if you listen, some of the rough edges are still there. It sold millions of albums, and their two videos, Home Sweet Home and Smoking in the Boys' Room, made them huge. They wouldn't have gotten to their commercial successes of Girls, Girls, Girls and Dr. Feelgood if not for this one. A few small missteps on the album, but overall pretty kick-ass. My score is 82.
Nice. Ed, what do you got on this? I'm just can't wait to hear this score.
Definitely.
I shit my pants today, and it was
Like,
better than this album.
Legitimately?
Legitimately, yes.
And you said nothing happened when I asked you with the fucking break. You shit your pants and you're keeping that to yourself.
Well, I just let everyone know. I was just saving it for my final thought.
How
I
much?
shit my pants, and I enjoyed it more than this album.
How much poop?
No, it's just one of those, farts,
Egg
and then all of
yolk?
a sudden you're like, oh, man, I can feel it, the sting ring already happening.
Egg
Were you at work?
yolk.
No. Well, technically, yes, but I work from home, so.
Gotcha.
Yes, I was sitting at my laptop.
Fucking Rust Club.
I find this album to be full of bad songs, but each song has small parts here and there that I really enjoyed. However, I would actually prefer to listen to Nothing Shocking by Jane's Addiction before I listen to this song again. So for that reason, I'm going to give it the same score as Nothing Shocking by Jane's Addiction, which is 45 watts.
I would also rather listen to Jane's Addiction, Nothing Shocking, and that album deserved 99 watts. Pete,
Dang.
what do you got on this?
That's wild. Ed, I'm shocked that you did that. I thought you were going to give this like a 4, but I don't know.
Believe me, I wanted to, but you can't disgrace Home Sweet Home was a monster.
Right.
An absolute monster.
I mean, that's a 40-watt song. If you just want to give that song 40 watts and then add another 3 on for the rest of the album.
Right.
Okay.
Too funny.
Pete, what do you got?
This album kicks ass. Like I said before, I wasn't a big fan of this in the 80s when it came out, and I'm glad I gave it a chance a few years back. And I don't know. I fucking love it. This is now in regular rotation for me. I give this one 84 watts.
Nice. All right. And Ed, what does that stack this bitch up at? How many watts is it pushing?
All right. Mötley Crüe's Theater of Pain is pushing 75.5 watts.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. I think it's an 80 something, but that's fine. Dave, where does that landed on the Breaking Vinyl charts?
And so that puts us at number 25 on the Breaking Vinyl album chart, just under Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell and over the Colts' Electric.
Interesting. It's definitely better than Bat Out of Hell. There's no question about that. Okay. So let's see. Ed, if I'm not mistaken, you have the next pick?
That would be correct.
All right. What are we going to be listening to and reviewing?
Well, go ahead.
On
Finish.
April 27th or whenever the fuck we're coming back.
Whenever we come back.
I said it at the beginning. It's in there.
You know what? I think we need to start off the quote unquote second season
Yes.
of Breaking Vinyl with a monster album.
Oh boy.
It's going to be a complete love fest, and I know that's not what people want to hear, but it's going to be Bon Jovi's New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
That's not the one with all the hits. That's the one with all the songs I've never heard.
No, that's got
the one
plenty
with
of
all the
hits.
hits, you idiot.
Does it? Isn't Slippery When Wet like the album?
No, it
That was their breakthrough album.
until New
but
Jersey.
yeah, New Jersey had plenty of hits too. You'll know them.
All right. What's the big dog on that?
Lay Your
album?
Hands on Me, Born to Be My
I hate
Baby.
that song. I hate that song. Keep going. What else?
There's at least a couple more.
Is Wanted Dead or Alive on it?
No, that's on Slippery.
Is Living on a Prayer on it?
Slippery.
Okay. 42. In case you were wondering, 42 is my score for New Jersey. Okay. This week on Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? Our sister podcast, we will be reviewing the movie Clue. I've never seen it. I am not looking forward to watching it. I'm sure it's going to suck ass. We will also be taking a week off after that for Hey, Did You Ever See That Movie? Because we have now done 95 episodes without a break, and I am losing my mind. So there you go. Okay. Okay, guys. A lot of fun. Thanks for joining me. Enjoy the next. It'll actually be almost 3 weeks for us because we'll be recording it after another week. So enjoy your time off. We will be back to review Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. Okay.
New Jersey.
No, Slippery When Wet. I'm just going to leave it. It might be one or the other if I can talk Ed into doing Slippery When Wet.
No.
So tune in late April and find out which album we actually discuss. Until next time, take the music out of the sleeve and let the music breathe. See you later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Later.